Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast.
We
I
back,
am
y'all.
we back like we never left. I am your host Kiara, and with me I have my lovely co-host
BJ the daddy.
BJ the Daddy. I am the daughter, and this is Daddy Daughter Dishes. And yes, y'all, don't y'all be yelling at me because we did not do an episode last week.
Mm-mm.
The audience is sad. I see tears. I've
Hey,
been getting harassing text messages
I know I got a couple.
from my co host as well, asking, where is the episode?
Oh man, I got a phone call last week. It's like
Not a
Wednesday
phone
afternoon.
call from
A
the
phone
investors.
call. They was like, "Where is my episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes today?" I said, "You know what?
I
I
said,
I sincerely apologize, but due to unforeseen circumstances,
not unforeseen circumstances.
we was not able to record last night, so therefore there would not be an episode for last week. I guess we probably should have put that on
Man.
our Facebook page
You
and
know, I would
all that
have.
stuff.
Yeah, I got to give you access because I would have. I was so freaking tired. I just was. As soon as you was like, "You good? You sure?" I was like, "Yeah," and I passed out. I wouldn't have been no type of good energy on that podcast. So y'all, to I don't know if this is a good excuse for y'all, but your girl was on a work trip all last week,
Yeah.
and I was in San Francisco. And the day that we typically record was the day I landed in San Francisco. So after a day of travel, I just knew I was gonna have my energy because I was like, yeah, ain't nothing. I'm a G. I can withstand time change and not be tired. I don't know who I thought I was kidding, but I got
Man.
to my hotel, and after I told that I like checked in, I was like, yeah, what time you want to record? Knowing my eyelids is heavy and I have like 1% left. And then Daddy being Daddy was like, you sure you good?
I
And
knew.
that was all the confirmation I needed to say, no, I'm not. Let's table this. I will deal with the listeners. But your girl is tired. Y'all wouldn't have wanted to hear that. It would have been, yeah, I was on a plane today.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I knew because when you text me that was last Tuesday. When you text me that morning, I think you said you was in Denver for a layover. And so in my head, I'm like, okay, she in Denver now. I'm early at work, and I think I said she'll be able to get there and get settled in by the time I get off work. A couple hours after that, she'll be ready. And then when I got off work, and I text you, and you was like, I'm just getting settled in. I said to myself, this ain't happening
Man,
tonight.
because
I said,
the
this
trip,
ain't happening.
it
I
took
said,
way longer than I thought to get from to get from the airport to my
mm,
hotel and to get settled because in my head I was like, I'm gonna go swing by the convention center, pick up my badge because it was like 3 blocks from my hotel. But then
mm-hmm,
as I'm in my Uber and I'm researching these streets to see how safe they are, they're not safe. And so I was like, damn,
okay.
okay, I can't walk. So I got an Uber, and then waiting on Ubers was like a 15-20 minute wait, and then sitting in traffic. And so like I landed at 3:30, but I didn't get to my hotel until like 7.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat my food while I close my eyes because
And
I cannot function right now.
so yeah, San Francisco is a different monster when you start talking getting around and logistics around that town. Like, I mean, I've been over there a couple of times, but I remember distinctly when I was in California working, we ended up getting called on a storm call while we were out there working, and we had to drive from where we were through San Francisco and go up into Northern California. And I just remember that driving through San Francisco, it was right during rush hour traffic, and it was just horrible. So
It was rough. I
I
ain't
had
never. I've
I
been
had a thought in my head that I was like, I said she might feel like she might think she gonna be ready. I was like, but she's not.
Man,
She's not
and
ready.
even if I would have recorded, that thing wouldn't have got edited, or it would have been a super raw and uncut. I'd have been like, "Warning, I am so sorry. There is no, this is just a raw cut getting uploaded because I have no energy left in me." But yeah, y'all. So that's why we missed an episode last week because me and my co-host, executive producer, we decided to put my mental health over this podcast and let me get some rest. So,
That's right.
yay for healthy boundaries.
That's right. We gotta be healthy if we're not anything. We gotta try to stay on the healthy side. So
This is true.
how was the convention
It
after you got
was
going for a couple days? How
it
was it?
was fan freaking tastic.
Mm,
I'm a self-proclaimed nerd or whatever.
yeah, you tell me that all the time.
Yeah, but I don't and a lot of things don't impress me. But that conference and that company, Figma, I'm wearing the hoodie right now because I bought one.
Okay.
They are just that the design world is an experience, and I was just a sponge the whole week. I was absorbing everything because I'm still pretty relatively new to the like UX space and the product design space. So just seeing things that people had completed and hearing people speak and listening to the CEO of Airbnb who
Mm,
started in design talk about how he transformed their organization, and the VP of design at Slack, and all these companies with all these products I use daily, and then getting to hear from the people who created them.
mm,
I was in there like fangirling and nerding out. Like there's video of me recording during their keynote where they're releasing new features, and all you hear in the background is me and everybody else being like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, how can I take everything that I've learned and apply it in my personal work and in my like corporate job?" And I'm just excited. I'm like, oh my God, so many possibilities. So I was definitely there. It was a work trip, but it was a fun trip for me, even though I got sick the second day. But it was a fun trip.
I had a feeling that it was going to turn out that way for you. I bet, like you said, you were using that stuff on a daily basis, and then getting to that convention and being able to basically put a name with a face. That probably
Hmm.
was the feeling that you was getting, and that probably had you a bit overwhelmed and excited, and you probably had all kind of emotions
Man.
going on.
And then I was nervous at first, but then I had posted on Instagram a few weeks ago and I was like, hey, I'll be in San Francisco in a few weeks. Like, what's some fun stuff to do? I was like, I'll be there for a Figma conference. And like two people messaged me from Instagram and was like, oh, I'll be there too. And
Mm,
so then I was like, oh, bet, send me your phone number. Like, let's, link up. And so they were both black girls. So we ended up sharing location. I pretty much hung out with their crew. Not as like a tag along, but like a we vibing.
right.
So it was really, and then I apparently they are fans of my content. So they were like really excited to be hanging out with me, and I was like really excited to be hanging out with them because I'm just like,
Oh,
oh my
that's
god.
dope.
And then when I was in line waiting to get in, just ran into somebody. I didn't know him, but I was like, hey, what are you here for? Like, just started a conversation. And we just ended up talking. Then we ended up sitting together for the keynote, learning about what she does. So, like, and that's how everybody was. Like, it was like a whole bunch of me's in the building. So,
Mm-mm.
everybody's a little bit awkward, but once you start talking, they're like excited to talk. And it was a really good time. Like, I'm still kind of like,
That's pretty cool. I mean, I bet, like I said before, I think in the last episode, I was excited for you for that opportunity because I knew being who you are and how you move, I knew once you got out there and got yourself acclimated to the environment that you was gonna make some hella connections and enjoy yourself to the fullest. And that's what it sounded like you did.
Absolutely. I actually met the design the executive VP of design for this company. I literally use him every day, and he reached out to me on LinkedIn because I was like, I'm super social online, so there was a Slack channel, and I was taking everybody was like sharing pictures of their outfit, and so the first day I wore green on green, like I wore a green turtleneck and a green like cargo pants, but they was two different shades. And so I was like, if you see me, like I look like different shades of a crayon. And so he was like, I saw you, but I didn't get. He was like, I couldn't remember your name, and I didn't want to be like, oh my god, I saw you on Slack. So he like connected with me on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh shit, like I use y'all stuff every day. Like it's dope to see other people's like portfolios and all their work. It was a little what you call it, intimidating. I don't know
Hmm.
if that's the term, just more so like where I could have felt like like my natural reaction is seeing everybody's progression and how far they are in their careers. I did have a little like imposter syndrome, like, okay, why am I actually here? Like I'm nowhere as good as a lot of these people.
Mm.
Um but that was the one voice, and then the other voice was like, girl, shut the hell up.
Shit.
You
Right.
know, you know
You
what
right
you
where
bring to this table.
you right where you supposed to be.
Exactly. So, and then my team was really happy that I went, and my manager was really happy I went because she knows how much I love the software. So, she was like, "I can't wait for you to share like what you learned and how you can implement it on this team because
Right.
I'm good for being like, yeah, we need to change this." So, I'm excited to see how that all plays out, um, and just how I get better at the software.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a good time. I'm happy to be home though. I like I said, I got sick the second day. That wasn't fun. Um,
I remember talking to you that day. Yo, reading
ah,
your text messages, it sounded like you were sick and reading them. I'm like, oh, my poor baby, I can't do nothing to help out.
man, man, you talking about somebody's stomach sore? You be when you be sick and you be like, I'm never doing this shit again.
It's been a while, but yes, I do understand.
It's like and I do it seems like I do it maybe once a year. I'm like, I never doing this shit no more. And then here I go one more time. I'm like, God, when we just here, we said we weren't doing this no more. But no, it was I spent the morning being sick, then I got me some water. I took some Dramamine and I was nobody ever knew I was sick.
Nobody but you, huh? And me.
Nobody, and the people I was texting, but I told them it was my sinuses because I didn't want to seem like no punk. Uh, which it was partly my sinuses, but I was absolutely a little getting having consequences to my actions from the night before. Because
Yeah.
I ran up a tab in San Francisco.
Well, you say you had a time that night, huh?
I had a time. I'm looking through my phone. I see. Shout out to Elle. Elle, she knew I was going, so she took a picture of my receipt that I had swiped because we ran up a $500 tab because we had these so first of all, it was like tapas size stuff, right? And it's like six of us. So everybody, we like, let's get one of these and one of these and one of these for the table. And then they had this picture of alcohol with this good drink. And a picture only served about four people. So after, we get served, I said, Susie brought one out. I said, let's get another one. Go ahead and
Send
get another
another
one
one.
going. And
Keep them
then
coming,
I'm like,
garçon.
literally, I was like, his name was Christian. I said, Christian, keep it coming. And then
Keep
next
them
thing I
coming.
know, I was having a hard time in my Uber, and I said, "Ooh, wait a minute, what happened?"
Oh,
Oh, but you know what? I got some good media from it, some good footage. I was having a good time. I
that's a
was
good
having like I
thing.
was I was salsa dancing. I ain't got no rhythm,
Rhythmless
but
nation. That's what I used to call you when you were
I
younger.
sure looked like I had some rhythm. I was faking it. Was faking it all right. But yeah, that was good. That was a good trip.
Hey, you said telling the server to keep them coming remind me of when we went to Rodney's wedding back in early 2000s, we'll say, and we were out on the beach. He was had a like a beachfront wedding at this hotel, and a couple of the guys from high school showed up, and we was just out there kicking it, and I'm just like, it had a bar at the pool, and I was just like, hey, just
Just
whatever
keep
everybody
it,
wants, just charge to the
bro.
room,
Keep it,
charge to the
look,
room.
keep it coming.
Shit. When I got
You
that
see that
damn hotel,
real?
man, I was like, holy shit.
You
I
should have
said
been
I
like,
ain't doing that no more.
I did not
Ah,
say charge it to my room. I said charge it to a room, not mine.
oh man, we had a good time though. We had a time that night.
And that is one thing though. Like when it come to food, I do not have a. There's no limit to what I will run up a check for. Like I know my credit card. I mean, so you get extra points when you use your card for dining. So of course I use my card. So as long as my card got a balance on it, and I got that
Mhm.
amount of money in my bank account, I
You
say
going
run it
for
up. I said let's get 3 orders of the Brussels sprouts. It was like some garlic roasted. Man, it was the best Brussels sprouts I ever
it.
had.
Hey, them garlic roasted Brussels sprouts be good, boy.
Man, they be good. And they was not good the next morning, let me tell you, but they was good in the moment.
Hey, when you say they was good going down, they
They
wasn't
was
good
good
coming
going.
back
Okay,
up.
coming back up and coming out at the same time was not how I planned to enjoy
Oh, girl, if you ain't nothing, you your daddy's daughter.
Woo! But yeah. But yeah, what did you do in lieu of us not recording last week, having our little summer break? What did you do? You have a
Oh,
birthday tomorrow.
I do. Tomorrow is June 28th, my birthday. Uh, I don't know if I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for my birthday. I was supposed to go back to work, but I ain't going. Um, as far as last week when we decided not to record, I think me and Jamel ended up going out for a couple drinks. Uh,
Mm.
because I ended up, I think last Wednesday was my last day of work last week anyway. So, I've been off, and I ended up going down to, me and Tanya B ended up going down to Savannah, Georgia for a
Mm-hmm.
weekend getaway. And man, when I tell you Savannah, Georgia is a nice place to have a nice getaway. There's so much history wrapped up in that town.
Mm.
Uh, nice vibe, people from all walks of life, different activities. The way the town was set up, they got like so many town squares.
Mm-hmm.
They're all equal distance from one another, and they're all named after somebody for various reasons. We took a bus tour. What else we do? We took a like a hour and a half bus tour around town, and then we took a boat ride on the Savannah River up and down the river. And
Ooh.
the amazing thing about Savannah, it's a port town, and according to the tour guides, that's the third busiest port in the United States. And those big cargo ships with that hold the semi containers, they
Mm-hmm.
float up and down that river all day long, coming into port, going in, and going out of port. And our hotel room was right on the river, and we had a
Mm-hmm.
room overlooking the river, and it was just a good sight, an amazing sight to see the ships and the people. It was just a good time. Like I really want to go back and spend a few more days down there. Um, we also ended up going to the beach. Um,
Ooh.
that was fun. Going out to the beach, hanging out, letting the waves hit me,
Hit your
soaking up
toes.
some sun. Yeah. What else we end up doing? They just kind of chilling that whole weekend. This past weekend, uh, nothing too crazy. I'm kind of like you, so kind of what I touched on about when we was at Rodney's wedding. You get in a situation where you had a bar or a restaurant in the hotel, and it's like you just charge it to the room. You see shit
Run
on
it
the
up.
menu. It's like, hey man, just yeah, I'm gonna get that. I ain't fuck it. We just gonna charge it to the room, fuck it. And then they had messed up on our check-in, so we had like, I think total, I think I had about $250 in voucher money.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so like
Oh, I
they
would
had
have been room service, room
Hey,
service.
the first night, the first night there, we ended up going up to. They had a rooftop bar, so we ended up
Mm.
going up to the rooftop, and oh man, it was nice because off in the distance there was a storm going on, so you had a light show from the lightning. It
Uh
was just far enough away where it wasn't affecting us, but it was
huh.
close enough where we could see everything. Oh, it was amazing. That breeze was blowing, and we just was up there getting fuck messed up because we kept ordering drinks.
Another one.
Yeah, give me another
Another
one.
one.
Give
What
me
was
another
y'all
one.
drinking on? Taylor Port.
No, no, it wasn't Taylor Port. It was something fancy off the menu. You know how they put the drink on the menu, and then just put that number out to the side, and it just be a big number.
It'd be like 72. Like,
Yeah, so
yeah,
we
72 ounces. Let me get that.
hey, when they brought the ticket, I looked at the ticket. I was like, "Well, shit, that's over the voucher for tonight." So
Yeah.
yeah, so but it was worth it because we had a real good time. We had a real good time. What else took place since we last recorded? We didn't. I think the uh Pud and Kim had their cigar lounge event for Father's Day,
I did see that.
and that was real nice too
It looked
because
fun. It looked nice.
it was real nice. Like it would, you know, we I think we may have talked about this before. You know, you see people they talk about they make these posts on social media about the family falling apart when certain people pass
We don't ever get
away
to really see each other at
because
funerals.
that that person was the glue that held the family together. And I said it once, and I'll say it again. If your last name Nelson, Jones, Wiggins, Jackson, Coleman, anything like that, and you don't partake in some of the stuff that is put out there for you to partake in, that's on you, man. Because every time we try to do something, we try to do it big. We try to make everybody feel more than welcome to take part in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. I'm skipping. So pause. That Saturday morning, my brother Uncle Dave and Barb, shout out to Barbara Jean, they did the Father's Day brunch at Uncle Dave's house. And
Mm-hmm.
man, Uncle Dave had that griddle that I think his girl D and Peanut they went in and got for him for his birthday. And man,
Ooh.
I fired that griddle up and I was out there flipping them damn pancakes on that griddle in the garage, man. And they had some mimosas and
Oh,
we
they
had
y'all had a time.
boy, we was lit up Saturday morning. Went and took a little nap and got up Saturday
Mm,
evening and made
that's
our
the
way to
best
Pud
type of
House.
lit. That's the
And
best type of lit.
we had cigars and I had
That's it from the sip.
that sip from the sip. And man, when I tell you, Uncle Bob was down there being Uncle Bob.
Oh Lord.
That boy is a whole fool. It was a good time though. Like it was good. And the vibes was good. And we just had some light up cups. We had some cups with some lights on them. And we was just down
Oh
there.
stop.
We was down there, man, just vibing. And it
Wait,
was just
real quick.
what's up?
You remind it just clicked to me. So I've been reading. It's just pause your thought because I'm just gonna hop off the
You
interstate
finna
here.
hop off. Come on,
Yeah,
get
I
off
got. We're gonna
exit
take a
18.
detour. So I've been reading these books. It's a series, and it's called the Bromance Book Club, and it's such a
Okay.
cute series of books because it's these guys. They actually based in Nashville. Well, it's not a true story, but the story takes place in Nashville, and it's these guys. these high ranking officials, these athletes, these football players, all these people, business owners, all these guys meet up once a week for a book club where they read romance novels on
Oh
how to
shit.
like embrace their feelings and stuff. And it just made me think of y'all because like how you said y'all had it set up out there. That's like how they had a book club stuff set up. They be having brunch and having mimosas and talk about Pinterest and their emotions. And that just, for some reason, that just, okay, we get back on the interstate now. You can
But I
continue.
mean, hey, real talk though, that's what we do. I mean, we don't peel back too many layers, but part of what we do when we get together is, we checking in with each other. Like, bro, how you feeling? Like, what's going on with you? Like, and then, somebody goes, man, I love y'all. Uncle Bob, he been big on the ladies. Like, man, look, he'll stop everybody. Like, hey, Gator Jones, pocket, money. Just want to let y'all know. I love y'all, man.
I love y'all, man.
And
I
so
love
that's
y'all.
that's one of the things that we do when we do get together like that is we see about each other. We check in with each other and we try to keep everybody on a healthy and happy track because everybody got something going on in life. And if you got, we've talked about it before, if you got people you can lean on in that space, it's good to have, man. It's a healthy thing to have in your life. And I'm
Ain't it?
very thankful for my guys.
Well, ain't that
And
cute?
yeah, man. So and we got some other stuff coming up. Like, I mean, I'm still out of town right now. Supposed to I was supposed to go back to work tomorrow, but I had to wait on some sip from the sip today. Couldn't get it till late this afternoon. So I ended up staying down here in Mississippi another night. I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go renew my license and do some other stuff before I go back to work on Thursday, if I go back.
Mm.
But and then this weekend, it's 4th of July weekend officially. It's the weekend for it, even though it's not till Tuesday. So we get Monday off from work. So when I get off Friday, if I go back, I won't have to go back to work till next Wednesday. So
Ooh.
we're going to make our way to Chicago this weekend. Me and Gator
Mm.
Jones, me and Uncle Bob. I think him and the boys going up there. We gonna hang out with the cousins and have a wang dang doodle shebang bang up there too.
Ooh, birthday edition. Kinda.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and it's gonna be my birthday, so we gonna throw that in there too.
And
Make it extra special.
remind the audience how old you'll be. 44, 48, 47.
Which one is it? 48, 44, or 47?
I
I'll
don't
be
know.
40. I'll be 48 years old in about 3 hours and 21 minutes at the time we're recording this.
Jeez Louise.
What you
So
trying
you
to
are
say,
getting
man?
up there. You are getting up there. I have my this is another hopping off this interstate. Oh, hopping off again.
Come on.
My parents is getting older, and I had to share this story that I had with mommy. So
Oh
that
Lord.
almost made me pee on myself. So, like I said, I've been reading these books and I've been listening to an audiobook. And so I get them for free through this app called Libby. And like anybody with a library card can get it. And
I
it's
know what app
just,
you talking about.
yep. So I'm trying to put mommy on to the app. And I'm like telling her, I'm like, yeah, some of them are available as audiobooks, but some of them aren't. And so she said, wait, they gonna mail it to me? And I said, no, no, you can read it like on your phone. And she said, oh, no, I don't want that. I just thought that was so funny. I said, get off my phone. They gonna send it to me. I said, nah, because I already know you thinking, dang, I gotta send it back. That's a long
See,
process.
you so disrespectful doing your mama like that. We from the old school, okay, where they did used to like we from the 1 cent buying a CD era when you signed on to the music club. for 1 cent, you could get them all them CDs and movies and stuff. So yes, they did mail stuff to you back in the day,
The
and
year is 2023.
the year is absolutely 2023, and some of us still have to get adjusted to some of the technology that is taking place these days. So
Oh,
pardon
okay.
us for getting
Okay,
older.
boomer.
Oh, are you laugh
Wait,
now?
what are you?
Laugh now, brown cow.
Are you Gen Y? Gen
I
X?
don't,
Gen
man.
X.
Look, I'm
I think you're
BJ
Gen
Nelson.
X. This is BJ Nelson. I think you're Gen X. Generation X.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that that's like the greatest generation to be alive,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
born in.
Mid to late 60s as starting years and late 70s to early 80s. Yep, you are Gen X. That's a y'all a cool generation. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to tell me that. I already know that.
See, that's what make you cool. Oh, hey, Turbo. I'm recording right now. But yeah, so we are at a good point to we gonna whip a U-turn.
All right,
Skirt. So
skirt.
I gave the audience a homework assignment to
You
and at
did.
one episode ago, which was about 2 weeks ago. So y'all,
Mm-hmm.
y'all had extra time to do y'all assignment. And if you are sitting here wondering what assignment, you failed
Mm,
already.
already, because it
But
wasn't a hard assignment. It was
it
kind of like
wasn't.
a. It was kind of
Look,
like a fun assignment.
it
You
was a
teachers.
fun assignment. Was trying to give you a fun assignment, and you didn't do it. And this is why teachers don't let you have fun. But for those of you who did do it, first of all, I just did it. But for those of you who did do it, do y'all know that we are talking about Ali Sadiq's second stand-up special, Domino Effect 2 Loss.
Mm.
So y'all were assigned with watching it just so that y'all could be in tune while we discuss. And I just wanted to first get your overall feelings about it. Like, what was your initial to the specific part? What was your initial reaction when watching? Like, you were like, "Oh, haha." How did you react to certain parts of that special?
So, for me, what I did is I went, and I think that might have been part of the assignment was to go back and watch the first one as well. So I went back and watched Domino Effect, the first part, and the thing that stands out for me about Ali Sadiq is his ability to tell a story. Like he
Mm.
is an amazing storyteller. Like when he is talking, I feel like I'm right there. Like in that first episode when he was talking about how he started selling stuff on the streets and he didn't know what the hell he was doing, going up to the car and putting his hand in the car, dude hit it. It's like I feel like I was right there. Like when he said he was at the end of the day, he done made his bread. He on his way back. He finna serve one more person. Serve dude, turn around, and dude cracked him. And he talked about how it messed up his eye, how he bounced off the damn cement. Like you feel like you right there. And that's what kind of that drew me to him, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And then when I saw the second ones, because I think Rodney seen it first, and he said, "Dog, you gotta watch Domino Effect 2. It's out now." So he sent me the link. It took me a couple of days to get to where I could watch it, and when I watched it, I was just captivated. Like I hang on every word, like I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, well, I wonder what's gonna happen next. Like, what he talked about his dad and growing up in the house with his mom and in the first one they talk about losing that key. And it's stuff that I
Oh
know
my
a lot,
god!
if not all black people can relate to some of that shit. It's like you lost the key to the house. Ooh, you about to die. Like, mama
Then
gonna
you ain't
beat
got that
your
damn key around your neck.
ass.
The panic, like
Yeah, it's
somebody
like,
really gonna know your address and be able to get in your house just because you dropped the key.
hey, the
Oh.
trauma associated with some of those dealings, it took us back. Like we could feel it in our spirits. Like, oh man, I sure felt that. But then it when he started on the second one, and what he said is like, he started out with the loss of, I think it was the loss of his first girlfriend, I think that was his
Mhm.
first one that he touched on. And he was like, "Damn, everybody, every boy, and I'm sure the girls too, but every
When I'm
boy,
alone in my room, sometimes I
man, when I tell you, you start thinking about that first person that you call yourself really liking or loving, and then it
man,
broke
that
up,
first breakup hurt. That
and you in
shit.
the room and you bawling, and you just like, oh, God, hey, I don't know what I'm living for now. She gone, like shit.
That was my man.
So it's like crazy. And then what else he talk about losing after he talks before he got to the big one?
Losing his
It was
job.
losing the job, which I lost a job once, literally. Have I ever been fired? I don't think I've ever been
I
fired.
think we talked about that before. I don't think neither of us have actually been fired.
No, I ain't never been fired. But when I worked at BDR,
Mhm.
when the economy took a shit and the company was going under, like that was a sad. I remember because I took one of the last loads for that company. I took down to Houston, Texas, and brought a load of rubber back to the tire plant in Mayfield. I think Mayfield was still open at the time. Mayfield, Kentucky, General Tire. But brought it back, and when I went into the office, one of the owners was in there, and he was talking about. He looked me in my eye, and he said, "BJ, this is it." He said, "This is it, man. It's over." And his bottom lip was quivering because they had built that thing up from nothing to like over 100 trucks at one time, like 100 drivers at one time. And for whatever reasons, shit just went left for him, and it went under. And everybody was just, it was just a somber occasion. Like the drivers that we have been working with for, like I had worked there for 5 years. So the relationships that I had with the people in the office and some of the drivers that I recruited, I hired, I brought on, is like you had to try to help them get other jobs, and some of them didn't know what they were going to do. Like it was just a
Mhm.
somber occasion. Like you don't. There's nothing in life that prepares you for those kind of moments.
Mhm.
But when that man started talking about losing his baby sister to
Hey,
sickness, and he broke down in tears on that stage,
you talk about somebody. I was crying. I was because you could tell he wanted to take it, but so far. But then when he got there,
he couldn't stop. He
he
couldn't reel
couldn't
it back.
stop. Like he thought he was coming up, and he just came up for air, and he had to keep going. And I was like, it's so awkward. It's awkwardly painful. Not like, he's crying, but like knowing that he is really one experiencing this pain and heartbreak. It's a whole nother time telling this story, and two, like he brave enough to share it with us, knowing that he could take himself to that limit. Like that, I was in there, and then had the nerve, and then just had a
It's
joke,
like
had the people laughing.
it's,
I said, "This nigga is crazy,"
yes,
and I was laughing right there with him, wiping my face. And I'm like,
yeah,
it was talking about the dude cooking the product, and
yeah, cooking the
what up,
crack like
what's up,
pops.
y'all? What's up with you?
He
Like,
said he said that was the only thing that got him through that time. But
cause
you know what? The part like when he said this part, and you think about some of the quote unquote real gangsters out in the streets, he said when that happened to his sister, after that he turned into a
he
monster.
turned into a monster.
He said you couldn't say what's up to him without getting your damn brains blown out. Like he
Hmm.
became a ruthless monster in them streets. And like
Hmm.
to go there because you don't know how to cope with losing somebody that you love. Like I'm gonna tell you, like his relationship with I don't know him, didn't know his little baby sister. But when he talked about walking that baby from school
And
every day, he
And he
said he
said,
didn't
"I don't
care if he
care.
was in a
If
damn
I'm in a
shootout.
shootout," he said,
If
"I'm
at
out.
3 o'clock, pop, pop, I'm like, pop, pop,
Pop,
I'm gone. I
pop.
got to go.
I'm gone. I got to get my baby sister."
Hey, and with like you know how I am about trucks. When he said her name was Ashley, and they walking along and they see that Ashley furniture truck, and
He
she
got
like,
my man, got my truck.
he got that man got my truck, and they done ran the truck down. I'm like, oh my god. I said that would have done something to me too, man. Like, and you just, I think about it now when he talked about losing his baby sister. All I could think about is something happened to you or Mariana.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've dealt with the loss of my parents, and I like I can't even wrap my head around the idea of losing y'all, especially when y'all was babies. I know how fucking scared I was when you were born and they was talking about holes in your heart and shit, and we was terrified. Like, and he's right. There is nothing, or there is no way. I don't even know if there is a way for your parents to prepare you for something like that, because
Mm-mm.
that's some hurt. That's some
Cause
hurt for you.
that's an unnatural experience. That ain't nothing you supposed to even endure. Especially that those are the deaths that always mess me up. Hearing about the ones where like they are barely getting their footings in this world. They like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They at that sweet spot where they just so innocent and so pure, and then boom, just like that, they like that. And I loved how he described his sister so well. I felt like I had seen her
Like you
before.
knew her.
Yeah, I felt like, and
Yeah.
it was funny because I don't think I had ever actually heard him talk about his baby sister before until the special, and then when
Right.
he said it, he just kind of went right past it at first, and I was like, he got a little sister. And
Mm-hmm.
when he was talking about his baby sister, said, "Bruh, you
Bro, you cry,
cry?" And I was like, he got a sister? And I was like,
yeah.
I ain't heard him talk about his sister. And then as the conversation, as he was taking the special along, I was like, I see where this is going. And then it went there, and I was like, golly. And when
Cause
he was talking about how hard he was, that part was awkward too, because it was like, he was for real. Like you knew he wasn't lying about, like, that was him. He was stone, like he was scary, and I bet a lot of people in the audience was like, "Oh, what is? Wait a minute,
yeah.
it's what's going on here?" Because I was so like,
Yeah, you
okay,
kind of like looked at him with a side eye, like, hold on,
because you don't hear him talk with that type of
right.
oomph in his
He
voice.
don't even give off that kind of vibe, really.
No, not
But
at all.
I'm gonna tell you something else he talked about that got me hyped, and it's just like me being a sideline player. How he was talking about. He said you hear these people in these songs, like some of these rappers and stuff. They talk about shutting down the mall, and you watching them shop for themselves.
Uh
When
huh.
he talked about how he had the Foot Locker shut down, and he just told everybody that was in the Foot Locker, get whatever the hell you want. I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
care. I'm paying for it. Like, that's some crazy to be able to recognize that, on one hand, you fucking up the community because you serving this poison to the people. But on the
Mm-hmm.
other hand, you call yourself trying to make it right by doing some nice things for some of the people in the neighborhood. I don't know if that's a toxic mentality or if that's something to be celebrated. What's
I
your
mean,
take?
I think that it's one of them, like, you just kind of got to accept it for what it is type things. Like, it's like, yeah, on the one hand, but I mean, somebody gonna be putting this poison out into the street regardless, which
Hey,
this is
wait,
probably not the best mentality to be having.
pause,
But
pause, pause. It's just like his partner told him, hey, we don't sell it to nobody that don't want it.
we also have nobody that don't want it. And if you don't sell it, somebody else is. So you might as well be putting a little here and then putting a little back into the community, as you can. Which,
If you
granted,
think about it,
the whole thing is sad.
if you
Which,
think about it, pause one more time. If you think about it, and the shit they put in these food and these fast food restaurants, it's the
okay,
same shit. It's the
it sure
same
is.
shit. They do it.
It
They
just,
start a little Ronald McDonald House charity. Yeah, that's great and fine. But this shit you poison, you selling to people. Well, not poison, but this bullshit. They ain't even food.
shit
One
might as
step from
well.
being plastic and cardboard and shit. You feeding that every day. But yeah, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
Forgot where I was at.
But yeah, we was kind of talking about how on one hand, you doing something to fuck up the community. On the other hand, you trying to do
Yeah,
something
it's just kind of like the realities, and it's like the rules are, to me, it's like the rules are a little different when you in the game. Like, to me, that's not okay because I don't live that life. Like,
mm,
I couldn't justify closing down the mall, closing down the store, and buying stuff for the people, and then putting this poison out in the street. But that's not the life that I live. So,
right.
to some people who that's their life, that's probably like something to make them feel good. Like, yeah, I can't really get out of this game, but I can help Shorty get a school uniform, you know, so she ain't gotta be looking crazy when she gets. I can help Mama get her some shoes or something. And it's his friend that had the boxes of shoes.
At
So
work, that full.
you said anybody in the
You
store.
said everybody in the store. I'm here. So the one of the things that crossed my mind about is kind of like what you're saying. Like if you live that life, like if you grew up in that life, because there's a lot of people that grew up in these communities that there aren't a lot of opportunities. There aren't a lot of way out that they have been privy to as a young person. Growing up, all they see is the dude on the corner or at the park with the sharp ass car, the big ass necklace, the couple rings, the nice
Flash
clothes.
tracksuit.
The fly ass track suits, the Jordans. That's
And that's
all
they
they
that's
see.
their version of success.
And that's, I mean,
It's
that's
not getting
it.
it out the hood. It's I want to be like that. That's they
I want to have
successful.
my mama working two jobs. I'm raising my little sister and my little brother, and we struggling. We don't know what the hell we gonna eat at night. But mama doing the best she can to survive. Ain't no extra. Like, ain't no opportunities for us to do this and do that. And the fucked up part about it is that people don't like, some people don't like to have this conversation, is that shit is by design. Like them ghettos and all that stuff is by design.
You won't see
You
a
don't
liquor
believe
store
me?
in the white suburbs. So I'll tell
Go
you
look
that
it up
much.
for yourself, but you're gonna have to do some digging. You ain't gotta do a lot of digging, but you're gonna have to
Gee.
talk to yourself and tell yourself that you ain't being lied to, because hey man, that's the way shit was done. Like, there's
Hmm.
been a systematic effort to break down the black families from day one. I'm talking about from day one, when you go back, motherfuckers getting off the slave ships when they was breaking the families up, even
Yep.
on these damn plantations. Like, you gonna break up the family, you gonna sell the family to the highest bidder, not a family, but
In
pieces of a
pieces.
family.
You
You
selling it
gonna
a la
break it
carte.
up, and you wonder why our communities are in the way they, in the shape they are, why we, some of us have the mindsets that we have.
They
Like,
got
dude,
the nerve to be like, that was so long. I didn't personally do anything to be racist. No, but you could acknowledge the
you know,
shit that your ancestors did to put these systems in place that are still
that
affecting
you
us to this day,
that
that you highly benefit from.
you reap the benefits from
Yeah.
to this day. So yeah, so me personally, I've known people that have grown up in that lifestyle, you know have entered a life of selling drugs to try to make a better life for themselves, and some of them been successful, so to speak.
Hmm.
They made the money, cleaned the money up, and moved on to a better life. Some of them, they made the money, they pissed off the money, and they still, they on the struggle bus. But I do my very best not to have pass no judgment on nobody, because I don't know their circumstances.
Nope.
I'm gonna treat you as a man. I'm gonna treat you with respect until you show me that you don't deserve my respect. And when you don't, hell, I ain't even
Exactly.
gonna probably talk to you no more. But I ain't never gonna
Exactly.
have prejudge nobody for what they decide to do in life. Just don't try
Especially
to give me.
when your decisions ain't affecting nobody but you. Like you and the people who quote unquote are asking for that sort of result. Like, it's one thing, like, if you are serving meth to a mother of six, it's like, okay, somehow, some way the dominoes gonna fall. somehow her kids gonna get messed up in this situation. But if you just sell a little dime bag, little ounce of weed to the person down the street who wanted it, that, hey, that's both y'all. Like I least need to say both of y'all are criminals in this situation.
Everybody's
Everybody's a
it's
criminal.
it's a
Nobody's the
criminal
victim here.
it's a criminalistic transaction. Like you buying, you a
You the
criminal, you
criminal, they
selling.
the criminal.
Everybody's a criminal. There ain't no
Everybody's
innocent
the
parties in
criminal.
this thing. Ain't no innocent party.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I like I said, I don't judge nobody.
Yeah, and like even you start talking about marijuana today, really, in all actuality, they need to go back. Anybody they got locked up in jail for selling marijuana, they need to let them out because there ain't no damn way that you got that shit is legal in several states now, but you got people that's locked up
Locked up.
in some of those states that the shit is legal in. How
Yep.
crazy is that? Is just ass backwards.
That's a
I don't
slap
give a
in the
damn if
face.
the law was signed after they did the if it was
It's
illegal
still
when
based
they
on the
done it.
same premise.
It's still the same shit. Like, man, let them people out. Anybody who's done in jail for selling weed, they need to quit with that bullshit.
And everybody making laws opposing weed need to smoke some weed, and then you will be passing laws for the weed. Cause man, the way they was lighting it up in Cali, I was like, goodness gracious.
Hey,
We was passing folks in traffic. I'm like, golly. But I visited one and it just reminded me of like a bodega in New York. Like it was an Arab dude in there. He's like, what can I get for you? What can I he's like flirting with me. I was like, what you got? And he's like, well, I got this. What you want? And I was like, I said, I'm here for one thing. And it's not that. I
uh,
appreciate you. He's like, thank you. You have beautiful eyes. I was like, all right, I will see you later.
he
Thank
probably
you.
want to
Bye.
take you to Dubai or somewhere.
I told CJ, hey, I got somebody here trying to pay my bills. If you down, I can get your bills in too. Nah, but yeah, no. But the special, I thoroughly enjoy. Which one would you say you like better?
Ooh. So it's crazy because I was thinking about that today, and I had went on his Instagram page, and I commented. I told him, I said, man, I said you shifted the paradigm with this. I said the first one was good. I said this one is iconic. So I think just a little bit to the leaning toward the part two, liking that one a little bit better. Probably
This,
because of the story about his sister and the
yeah.
vulnerability that he showed in telling that, and how he let his emotions flow on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah,
that
that
one.
was another. That was like a prime example of like how Kevin Hart had his stand up called like "Laugh at My Pain." Like I love a comedian. I mean, I hate hearing the trauma and the bad experiences that people have experienced, but I love when they're able to take it and tell a story and get, because I mean, laughter, especially for Black people, is a proven medicine to us. Like we laugh to get over a lot of our misfortunes. We joke about a lot of stuff that is like, damn, you know what, that's actually kind of traumatic, but
Yeah.
laughing helps. And so I really tend to respect those comedians who are able to one experience said trauma, but then frame it in a way that got you engaged on YouTube for 2 hours,
Hey,
following along.
so with that, it's like there's a certain amount of healing that comes along, like with those people. So let me go back. In order to become who you are, you have to experience certain things. Like if you're gonna be a success in life, you're gonna have to experience some pain. You're gonna have to experience some hurt. You're gonna have to experience some loss. I feel like the key to it is if is feeling it, taking away from it what's there to be taken from it, and being able to come out on the other side and be able to look back and be like, damn, that hurt, but that was part of my journey. And I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be where I am today if I hadn't experienced that. And I think that's what like Kevin Hart, him, Dave Chappelle, Those
Dion
guys,
Cole.
Keon
I keep
Cole.
thinking about his special. He talked about his mama at the end,
I
how much
think
that hurt.
I think that's part of their gift, their God given gift is, yeah, I brought you through that fire. I'm gonna bring you through it. I'm gonna get you to the other side, and I want you to be able to look back. And because when they tell those stories, they are helping other people. I
Mhm.
think that's the thing that keeps those kind of people going. People that do that kind of thing is that every time somebody hear that or hear you tell that story, it's going to help them get
Mhm.
through something that they might be going through. And that's why I say it's a certain amount of healing involved with that stuff.
Mhm.
And it's not to be taken lightly or to be overlooked because, like you said, black folks been dealing with trauma through laughter for a long time. And not just black folks, but we talking about we black folks, so we gonna say black folks first. And we
Yeah.
unapologetically black around here. So yeah, we've been dealing with that type of shit for a long time. And that's like I say, I think that's one of the gifts that God gave them. And we need those
Mhm.
kind of people to be able to tell those stories because a lot of us, we talk about therapy and stuff, but everybody can't afford therapy. Hell, I know some people now, they trying to find a therapist and there's a shortage of therapists. They
Yep.
can't even get a good therapist. And then when you do secure one, you got to make sure they match up. Like the vibe may not be there.
Mhm.
The trust factor may not be there for you to open up to that person the way you need to in order to make that progress. So
And
man,
then
so
don't let you have to be coming from another therapist because then you have to reopen up about all these traumas that you
yep,
thought you were somewhat healed from. But oh no, here we go, opening up fresh wounds. Ah, it's like I
yeah.
need y'all to pass around a card or something so y'all can just get updated on everything. Y'all can
HIPAA
just
laws won't allow them to do that either.
I will sign a consent form that says otherwise. No, but I think that's a valid point, especially like as someone who has been through a few traumatic things myself. I'm like, I think that's why I really like Ali Sadiq because it's like you ever be in one of those situations and you make light of something
That probably shouldn't
and
be made light of.
that should not be made light of. And then the looks that you get from some people as they react to you, like you either get other crazy traumatized people who are also
Who
laughing.
get it? They be like,
Yeah. Yeah, be like, yeah. And then you get the people like, are you
and
okay?
clutching
What
their
the fuck
pearls.
are you what the fuck do you
What
mean?
is wrong with you? That's
Are you
cool.
okay? That is
Pause right.
not okay.
Hey, pause right there. Pause right there, because I gotta go here. It's it's. Let me get my face together. It's like this Titan submarine thing.
I don't feel.
Let me say this on the front end.
Say what
We
you want to
here at Daddy Daughter Dishes, we wish no ill will on nobody, no matter what color they are, what race they from, what gender they are, what sexuality. We don't wish any ill will on anyone.
comma, however.
However,
If
if
you go
if
looking,
if 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 you decide that you're gonna get your ass on a submarine that by the standards of the owner is not up to safety standards, and you gonna pay $250,000 to do so, to go down 2-3 miles in the ocean, and you don't think for 1 minute that some crazy shit gonna happen to your ass, I don't know what to say about you. Cause every time I dive into that story, and I look and I see the emails and the conversations and the interviews that was had with that dude, and he safety just wasn't. He was like, I ain't basically saying fuck safety. Like that
or
safety standing in the way of
saying, I
progress, and
say it's safe, so it's safe.
it's like I'm like, and the people, the family I feel the worst for
The
is the
boy
one
and the
with the
son.
boy who was terrified to go, but he went to please his daddy for Father's Day gift. That one right there, I really. But them other people, man, y'all knew what y'all were getting into. If y'all didn't do yourselves any justice, and that ain't on
That
nobody else.
that brings me to a question. I don't know if this is a question that can be answered, but at what point do we stop allowing people with money to do shit just because they have money? Like, at what point do we say, you know what, this is not a good idea? And regardless of how much you have or what you created, we are not like, why is Elon Musk flying spaceships, launching rockets? Just because he got money, he shouldn't be able to. Why is
Well,
folks going down in the submarines just because they got money?
here,
Somebody
here
should say no.
here's the problem. Here's the thing. That's where your government is supposed to come in. But you got the people who run in the government with the
Rubbing
same mindsets
rubbing
as the people
bellies
who
with
got the
the
money to
folks
a
with
certain
the
extent.
money. Oh
Or
yeah,
either that or it's like, they want to be able to tell you what you can and can't do. What they want to tell you what's best for you, like you can't make a decision for yourself. That's why our government is so fucked up, because there ain't nobody that seem like they got any common sense. And
we do for a hard reset. They say empires only last for so long,
the world, the yeah, I know.
and
Well,
America is coming up on her due date. So, who's leading the revolution? Will it be televised?
I don't know. I can't answer that one.
I ain't trying to be surveilled by the government, so I will not speak any further on that.
Hey, I mean, I always say this: if there is a higher power, which I believe there is, and I feel like this is just my way of thinking. I feel like he has given a blueprint in some of the things that's written on people to use free will and keep themselves govern themselves. I feel like the power is going to allow people to go so far until it decides that, okay, I need to step
That's enough.
I need to hit the reset button. And I don't
Well, there are many a times where I say, Lord, any day now. I love my life, but sometimes I just be like, what's the point? What's the
it
and
make you wonder
that's
some of the
usually
stuff.
my sign I need to schedule a therapy appointment when I start saying, so what is the end goal here?
So
Send the flood. No, don't
a
do it yet.
prime example or situation that makes you think like that is that situation with that sub. Like I immediately think about the sub and their cost to get on the sub for those 5 people. Damn, the 500 immigrants that was on the boat outside of Greece that sank, and all of them lost their lives. Like, there was no huge rescue mission that I'm aware of. I haven't read of anything. There wasn't hardly any media coverage about those people. They ain't have nothing. They wasn't offering nothing. They wasn't thrill seeking. They was trying to survive. So,
And
where
damn
are
the
our
fact that it was detected that this machine had probably imploded,
days
and
before
yet resources were still wasted
still wasted? Like,
when the same said resources advised against this. I feel like if you take your ass down there, you deserve whatever happens to you while you down there. You, like they say on Facebook, you want the real Titanic experience, baby. You're not coming back up. And the only person I feel bad for is the little boy. And that's where I'm in that, because if I say the next thing, I'm gonna have to retract. So
I feel you, man. I feel
I
you.
just, I just don't understand. I thought the whole story was fake at first. Like, I didn't think it was a real article, because I said what, and
Yeah.
then you see the diagrams and the videos of how deep that is. Why would you even want to go down there? What check mark? What box is checked off when you go? You say, "Oh, there's a skeleton. Oh, there's a piece of the boat." Now what?
Now what?
You get to
So
say you saw a piece of the boat?
I tell you what, in every situation, there's always like a little sliver. of hope. I ran across this. Me and Tanya B was on vacation. She ran across a story about uh,
The little girl.
no,
Oh,
the other father son team that that guy tried to get to go on that
and his
boat,
son, his
and
son
his
thought they
son
was
was
gonna
like,
get like ate up by an octopus or something.
no,
Oh,
he looked at the safety stuff. He was like, he said, I just told Dad that this was not the move. And them the words that he used. He said, I don't think this is the move. And he convinced his dad not to fucking go. And he said a guy flew out to Vegas where they were and
mm-hmm.
offered them $100,000 discount off the ticket and everything. And yeah, he said it was too many red flags for him. And I'm like, why don't those same red flags register for other people?
Because
Like,
some people think just because they got dollar signs next to their name, that consequences don't apply to them. But death ain't
mm-mm.
got death ain't got no death don't discriminate by pay.
No, it don't. It
Death
really
don't give a
doesn't.
damn who you is. So when it's your time to go, it's your time to go.
But you know, we send condolences to the family of those people. But shots, not shots out, but you know, hearts condolences go to the immigrants that died trying to survive. To hell with, not to hell with, but put those people in the sub on the back burner. Let's shed some light on those immigrants, people who actually trying to just live and they drown and nobody ain't got a freaking word to say about them until after the fact.
Don't give a
That's
damn about them
just
until they're using a
sick
rebuttal
ass,
against the
sick
conversation
ass
about them.
society we sometimes we live in. It seems, but on to other
Yes.
things. What else we got
On to
going?
other things. Since we are 2 weeks removed, or we're not 2 weeks removed, we are 1 week removed. I do have some updated reviews that we have here from those who have tuned in. Not reviews, but updated comments.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so we have old John.
Uncle John, I know, cause that was one of the calls I got. Was it a call? Text message. I got text message
Oh
from.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a text
He
message.
said, "Where y'all at, man?" He said, "Ha ha." First of all, didn't know Wang Dang Doodle was an actual song.
Yeah, you didn't know
So
that about Coco Taylor?
no, did not know that until
Yeah,
after the fact. Like I was like Googling and I was like, oh shoot. So he
yeah.
said, ha ha, Coco Taylor, Wayne Dang Doodle. Y'all did that dang thing again. First off, who is hair and makeup? I think I know, but keep that for another episode. LOL. Hair and makeup is Tanya B, Uncle John. If you have not put two and two together yet. Wink, you might have to put some clamps on that cage for Turbs. BJ and B Day gifts. When we would bring his grandma Zenobia up for the summer, I would slip BJ like $10 or $20 like a drug deal and tell him to keep that to himself, and he did. I was pondering on our ages myself, turning 58, BJ 48, and Mike B 28. Look at God. Again,
Oh
keep
wow.
whipping it up.
Yeah. Uncle John, he showed call. He texted me. He's like, "Hey, nephew." He said, "What up, nephew? What's going on?" I'm like, I said, "Uncle," I said, "We,
He
you know,"
said,
I told
I
him what was
already
going on.
know.
He said, "We good." He said, "Just keep it coming."
I love those. Those make my freaking day.
Kim Jones,
And
the real Mrs. Jones, called me too. I think she was about to come through the phone on me. Where's my episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes today? I said, "Oh Lord, I should have sent you an email."
we should have sent out a mass media blast. And then we got one from cuz what a lot of this is from Quan. Sorry.
Quan, okay,
Yeah. What a lot of media isn't reported. Oh, so this is from episode 14. So this was a few episodes ago. We talked about buffer days and being in therapy. So
okay.
this is in response to I think my shortage of medication. It says what a lot of media isn't reporting is that the people are using ADHD meds in an effort to lose weight. As many know, one of the side effects of taking some of these is loss of appetite. It started off as moms taking their kids' meds, but then word got around to everyone else that there's been some successful and dramatic weight loss, and as a result of taking these. This is the reason for the shortage. Oh, we love
Mm.
the more you know. And as always, great show. I'm a few episodes behind because life be life and understandable,
Oh,
but I'll
absolutely.
but I'll catch up in the coming days. Love y'all cousins, Quan.
Yeah, I had a comment like that from Jamel. He had fell behind a couple episodes, and he started catching up last week, and he's on my ass when the one didn't drop for Wednesday. He's talking about, "Hey man, where my episode at this morning?" I said, "Look, man, you just catching up. Leave me the hell alone, okay? We took a week off."
You better go redigest some of them episodes and come back.
So yeah,
No, but that you got any update, any for any, goodness gracious,
yeah,
any
give it to
kind
him.
words about the podcast, child?
From myself or from viewers? No, um, no. I'll tell you what, I did miss. I've talked about how I look forward to doing this every week with you, and not doing it last week just reinforced that. Like, felt like there was a void in my week last week, and
Mm-hmm.
I came to the conclusion that even if this just turned out to be like our weekly conversation between each other and we just putting it out there for the world to see, then that's just what it's going to be. Because I'm at the point now where I got to have it. I got to have it in my life.
He's a
Can't do without.
fiend.
Yeah, I'm a fiend. Like,
Mm. We've How you feel that we've been putting that good stuff in the community? I feel great about it. And that
hey,
poison, it's magic.
no, it's uplifting. It's good stuff. This is pure goodness. Whipping the cream. We whipping the right kind of cream, not the poison stuff.
We whipping, yeah, we whipping the good cream. We whipping the good yummy cream, not the ones that you make with baking soda and water
No,
and stir it and
but I got
drink it.
a text message from one of my reach outs about one of my black business reach outs. I got some shirts in the mail on the way to me, so I
Ooh.
should have another black business shout out update next week on next week's episode. Excuse my language, dang, didn't tongue tie that. Next week's episode.
Next week's episode, we might have a surprise for the audience next week. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna navigate that, but
Yeah, I already got
if
an idea
there's
what
a
that's gonna be.
if there may be a surprise next week, but if there's not, do not be disappointed.
There
But
will be.
yeah, so that's
Wait a
all for
minute.
this.
Hold
Oh,
on. Did we talk about? We ain't talk about Mari meeting Tanya B. Hair and makeup.
oh, we did not.
Yeah, that happened too.
How was that?
It went really well. Like, so, for people who may not know or haven't figured out, me and Zakara, your mom, we're not together anymore, and I have kind of moved on with my life. And time came where, me and Martin had conversation about, meeting Tanya, which you already met Tanya. We talked about that on that previous episode coming out. And when Mari felt she was ready, I took it one step further. I reached out to Zach, and I made sure that Zach was okay with the notion of our youngest child meeting my new love interest. And she gave that blessing. And so I went ahead and we did that Father's Day weekend, and it was real good. It was real nice.
Oh,
And Tanya, she helped the situation because she cooked for Mara. She cooked some of her favorite food that first night, and
you can't go wrong
you
with
can't
cooking a
go
favorite
wrong.
food,
Hey,
especially
if
not
I,
Amari's.
I don't know nothing about that daughter of mine, I know something. She like to put down a good meal, just
Yeah.
like her daddy. She
Yes,
definitely
she
likes
does.
to cook down a good meal.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's good though.
that
I'm
was a
glad
good
that
one.
went well.
It did. It went well. I checked in with her, with Mari, after the fact. And she was like, she was glad that she did it and glad that things went well. And it was a good experience for her. So yeah, I
Oh,
just
that's a
figured
great
I
way
just
to
figured
end the
I
episode.
throw that in there.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it a
yeah.
lot.
We
Well,
going
shout out to new experiences because we ain't never done this shit before, but we
no,
seem
we
to be doing
have
it pretty all right. So
hey, we wrapping our arms around each other and taking it step by step, bro. That's all we can do.
taking it day by day. But yes, so that was good. That was a good episode. Okay, so y'all already know what to do. But if you don't, if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a like, leave us a review, leave us 5 stars. Let us know that you enjoyed the content. If you're watching, leave us a comment. Let us know if you did you do your homework. We accepting late work. I
Absolutely.
promise.
Let us
You
know what you think about the Ali Sadiq specials, one and
and
two. Say my
yeah.
man. Say my man.
Say my man. What's your name?
Your name Quincy.
But I do have a parting gift
What do you
as
have?
we I have a dad joke.
You got a dad joke? As
Hmm.
you all may recall, I'm pretty sure it was the last dad joke. It took me, what, 16 tries? I finally got one. Let me see if I keep the streak going.
I don't think you're gonna get this one.
Oh, dang.
It's a little you'll see. What do you call a friend that you like to eat with?
A fork. No.
Let's see why no.
No.
A taste bud.
Oh, shit. I should have thought about that one a little longer. Taste bud. We'll
We will
take
see
that one.
y'all next week.
That's right. Hey, if you can't be good at it.